My name is Odbert V. Ellyson. Seaman first was in the Navy in the branch of service, and my serial number was 9290875. Place of birth was Gilmer County. I grew up in Gilmer County. But life was a lot different back then than it is now.
A little simpler, huh?
A lot different. And where I go to basic training was in Sampson, New York. I don't remember where I was when Pearl Harbor was bombed, but I think I was home. And I hadn't went in the service at that time.
Did you think the U.S. was going to get involved in the war? You knew then it would, huh?
Yeah, I knew then it would, but I didn't know that it would or it was going to before Pearl Harbor.
Where'd you go after basic?
I went to home for 7 days, and then I come back to OGU for 4 days, and they sent me to a ship called the USS Marblehead, and I served most of my time on the USS Marblehead.
Now, was that in the North Pacific or the...
North and South Pacific,
Both.
Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
But the ship had quite a name, but it got its name mostly before I went aboard. Mm-hmm. It was in the Java Seas. It got hit in the Java Seas, and but it had quite a name for itself. I'd never been aboard anything bigger than a John boat, mm-hmm. And there was really too many of us on that ship. They were sending some of us to another ship, and I remember sleeping under a 6-inch gun.
Just for a place.
For a place this day, mm-hmm. And of course I was sick. Man, I got sick my first time out, and I carried a bucket around with me. I was my station was on a 40 millimeter right on the front of the ship, and man, it was cold going across the North Atlantic. And I remember we took turns of watching out, you know, taking watch. And there was canvas on the gun, and we stayed under that canvas because of the wind, mm-hmm. Until one stood out and watched. I remember some of the old Navy fellows, they kid fellows like me, you know, and I asked about whether we'd get any mail while I was out there, because I was homesick, 17 years old. And the shore said at night you'll see a light on a big buoy. In the daytime you can see it because it's red. But I didn't see any mail taken off of it. That was just one of the stories they told all the mm-hmm. new fellows when they went aboard.
But it wasn't impossible.
Is that right?
Well, I don't know. It's very possible.
Oh, yeah, it would be possible,
mm-hmm.
but...
hanging on there.
I never saw no mail.
Yeah.
Till we got to Belfast, Ireland. They brought the mail aboard there. Quite of an experience. I wouldn't want to go through it again, but it was a great experience for me.
So what year was that?
That must have been in 44, 43 or 44. And I was just a deckhand aboard the Marblehead. I was captain's orderly quite a few years. And, well, not too many years, because I wasn't in there too many years. But I guess they picked the smallest people on the ship to be orderlies for the captain. Must have been dumbest too.
Wouldn't steal any liquor.
No. But I see there's a question here. Did you take up smoking cigarettes in the service? And I was smoking when I went into service. And I remember you could get them 50 cents a pack. I believe it was 50 cents.
5 cents. Maybe.
5 cents a pack. That must have been 50 cents a carton.
Probably.
Yeah. And I'll never forget we had a fellow was over us when we was in Sampson. He said, now, all you fellows that have high school education, I want you to go around and pick up all cigarette butts. And all of you that don't have any education, follow them around and see what you can learn. And I took advantage of the GI Bill of Rights when I got home, and I went to Barber School. I spent 45 years in the barber profession. And I really enjoyed that business. In the last few years I was in the barber profession, I took up hairstyling. I went along with complaining about people who wore long hair, and finally realized that I was going to have some schooling on it. So we joined Roffler and took that schooling. The two fellows had to shop with me. Then I think it was about 1970. I had barbered several years here in Glendale, and I ran for county commission. Served a term then, and which was 6 years. Then I skipped a few years, and then ran for county commission again, and finished up with 18 years on county commission.
Oh, yeah. So you could have run about for any office locally.
Yeah, I come up here to college and took a course in what was it? To get your high school diploma. GED.
GED.
And so I could have run most anything over one or two, but commission was a good job, and it was a learning process of how to handle people. And I went in there and got a lot of good experience with older fellas. Remember one old fella told me, he says, if you want friends, be friendly. Another one told me, now it's all right to disagree if you don't get disagreeable.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was two pretty good things I've tried to watch since I had that experience in me.
When I was living up in Washington, D.C., I went to where the president went and got his haircut, and the vice president and all.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. And it was just like your barber shop, no different.
Yeah.
Sure learn a lot.
Oh, yes. You learn a lot in the barber shop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why you could get elected easily for about anything you wanted.
I remember one fellow told me, he said, oh, I'd come up with something about smoking, you know, and I said, well, I've been trying to quit, but just haven't been able to. He said, I quit for so long, and then I went back. He said, well, you didn't want to quit. You wouldn't went back. I thought that was pretty wise.
It's not easy, is it?
And there's a lot of wise people in the country. I remember one fellow told me, he says, when I was young, said a bunch of boys and I decided we'd go to some kind of a party, I forget what he called it. But he said, well, I had to buy a bottle. And he said, I never got sicker in my life. And I thought right then, if that's what that stuff does to you, I'll never touch it again. He said, I never did touch it again. So that was pretty good advice.
Were you in any major battles?
Yes, I was in the southern France. We were in there. It wasn't anything serious. I was scared to death, though. But remember a glider come over the top of the ship. Didn't come, it was high enough it didn't hit the ship, but that was that's enough battle for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a loader on a 40 millimeter. We patrolled up and down the coast of Atlantic Coast, the last part of it. Maybe I was in then when they decommissioned that ship. I went aboard a tugboat, had tugboat duty hauling decommissioned ships up the James River. And that was good duty.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that's right here. You mean right here?
Yeah.
In the U.S. States. So did you take advantage of the 5220 Club?
Oh yes, when I got home I joined the 5220. And I don't remember what it was, about $50 or $60 a week I think they paid.
It was $20 for 52 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, I'd forgotten that.
That probably come in handy at the time.
Oh yes.
Had things changed very much from the time you left till the time you come back?
I didn't notice too much change then, but it's changed a lot since.
Yeah. You can't notice it around here, but people left the farms and went to the towns and went to the cities and lived in suburbs.
A lot of people left Gilmer County because there wasn't jobs here, that's all. And the college here was always, they had a history of people taking a teacher's degree, and every state around was trying to get the teachers that graduated from Glenville State College.
Mm-hmm. They still are.
Yeah, that's right. I was in, when I was barbering down here, we went through different cycles, you know, of hairstyles, and the flat top was my major cut.
Mm-hmm. I was flat topper.
You were, you?
Oh yeah. High school, that's all it was.
But at that time, we had some fine barbers here that knew the types of haircut. And John Stonecker was a good barber, very good barber. And I took some training off of him. But at one time, here there was about 7 or 8 barber shops. But I've had a pretty enjoyable life. Maybe the only wish that I'd lived a little better life. I see there's a question here, is there anything you'd like to advise the next generation? I could do that.
All right.
I'd like to see boys and girls stay off of drugs and stay off of drinks. Once you get on those things, especially drugs, there's just no way of quitting. We have a grandson who got a degree in psychology and had a real good job, a real nice family. Just completely ruined himself by getting on. That would be the best thing that I'd know for to tell the next generation.
Did you get married before you went?
No, I got married after
Right after?
Right after we had 4 boys and 2 girls. My wife says we have a hairy family. My 2 girls took the beautician course, and I had a son that took the barber course, and I had a son-in-law that took the barber course, and so it is a hairy family. I guess that'd be a good name for it. My wife was a beautician.
Oh, yeah. Did it help getting along?
Yes, yes. I was telling somebody the other day, I said when I started barbering, the haircuts were 60 cents. And when I quit barbering, they were $3.50 here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been in a beauty shop over Smithville, and it said men's haircut $9. So.
Oh, I imagine the cities or suburbs are outrageous.
Oh yeah, there's nothing to get $15 or $20 for a haircut. But I went to Burton. They tore the old pool room down, and I was in the same building. I had a barber shop in there, and they tore that building down, and I went to Weirton. I was up there 8 or 9 weeks. And I told my wife, I said, I'm coming back to Glenville. And our haircuts was about double what they were here. I don't remember what they were here at the time, but they were just about double up there. I said, if I can find a place, that's where I'm gonna stay until I retire. So that's what I did.
Now, I remember when you were downtown here, and then I remember when you went over to the Foodland. Where were you downtown?
I never went to Foodland.
Oh, you didn't?
The Fitzwater boys went
Oh, okay.
went to Foodland. And
that's right.
that was a big loss for me when they moved, put in the shop out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I had about all I could do anyway.
Glenville's changed quite a bit.
Changed it a lot.
Tore down too much history, do you think?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I
Exactly
thought.
right. It's like the old brick building out there belonged to the Van Horns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That building should have never been torn down.
I tried to talk him into letting me remodel it, and it's all about money.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.